Guess what I'm making? Pasta. But that's not why we're here. We're here because of mushrooms. They're magical, they're delicious, they taste of the earth. And it's the star ingredient in my mushroom ragu today. Meaty, earthy, flavorful. Could this be the gateway dish to all your mushroom-loving future possibilities? Methinks so. Life can be a struggle, but a good meal doesn't have to be. We can make creative, nutritious, and inventive dishes that won't break the bank. Welcome to Struggle Meals. Today we're making a mushroom ragu with 3 kinds of mushrooms. Here they are. We've got the white button mushroom here. It's firm, it's lovely, it's meaty, it's fantastic. If you're not into mushrooms, this is the one to start with. It's the least intense. All right, let's move on. Do the cremini, same thing. The baby bellas, a little bit darker. You can see there's some more flavor there. This one's a little more earthy, still very high water content. They are in fact babies, and they are in fact bellas. Beautiful babies. All right, let's get the shiitake, the most flavorful of the bunch, the most exotic, the coolest looking. You know, when I look at this, I think of wet soil and wild horses prancing into the distance. They are much more umbrella-like, and that means that their stem is much more woody because it has to hold up more stuff. So that means it's not gonna be super texturally pleasing in our dish. So I'm removing these. I'm putting them in the stock bucket because they're jam-packed with flavor and we can use them in a stock. But I don't want them for what I'm using today, just the caps. So I'm just gonna slice right through these shiitake, same deal. And this one can use a little choo-choo. It's a nice flat thing. Gorgeous. Since the shiitake are special, we're gonna treat them a little differently. Special treatment, if you will. Onto the sheet tray, right on. We're gonna hit them with just a little bit of oil to give them a tiny bit of fat. This is vegetable oil. We're gonna come in with some salt. We're gonna come in with some pepper. And we're gonna try to increase that umami with a packet drawer soy sauce. Here we go. Soy sauce and mushrooms go together like fungus and moisture. So I'm just gonna mix this around with my hand, and we're just gonna throw them into the oven and try to get all the moisture out of the mushrooms. Into the oven. The porousness of these mushrooms is completely analogous to a young human, spongy, absorbing everything around them. So let's start building some base and influence their minds. The first influence on their minds will be the fat of butter. Delicious, creamy, very positive, I would say. All right, the butter is melted. Let's add a little bit of oil in there to stretch the fattiness. How about some onions? I think it's a great idea. Let's chop up some garlic. More flavor, more earth, more spice. Getting a nice flavor base. Here we go. Let's add a little bit of salt, not too much. Time to make the pasta. So we got boiling water. We are going to make it taste like something. Ooh. Rigatoni, they are going in. Nice, hearty shape. Tubular, that means mushrooms and flavor can get on the inside. This is a good pasta shape. Now, got a nice flavor base here. Now let's start building our ragu. Ragu is really any meat sauce that cooks for a long time. But these mushrooms, they're kind of like a plant-based meat replacement. I think ragu is an applicable title. Think of the mushrooms as like a fully saturated sponge, and now as we're cooking them, we're squeezing the water out, but they are ready to reabsorb stuff now. How about a splash of my screw-top white wine? Yeah, reabsorb that. I'm not just being silly and making expensive ingredients go into the pan. Mushrooms have this round, bottom, earthy note, and white wine, it's up here. It's really nice to pull the whole thing, because when we have bright notes, we can also taste the fatter bottom ones better. Let's intensify the flavors further with some dark vegetable stock. I got this for free by using scraps of all the things I've been cutting up all week. This is the beginning, this is the result, all of it is the cycle of life. Today we're making a white ragu, no tomato, nice and creamy. Throwing in a little bit of cream here, just a tiny bit so you can get that velvety mouthfeel. And what I wanna do now is throw the pasta like 90% cooked on top of here. A little bit of pasta water dripping in is okay. It's full of wonderful pasta starches that will help us bind the cream and the mushroom broth together with the pasta and the mushrooms. Ah, the mushrooms are delicious. It is not fictitious. I think we should all be judicious and eat mushrooms in every meal. We're gonna add some cheese. That's gonna start bringing it all together, increasing the viscosity. It's gonna be beautiful. Very excited to eat this. Okay, here we go. Look at that. There we've got our dish. No, we don't. You remember the shiitake? Here it is. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Superhero magic mushroom. Shrunk down in size. Crispy, bacony topping. Oh. So, We've got the deep dark forest on a plate here. I think we need a pop of color. And what better way to do that than with the free food we're getting from the Struggle Herb Garden. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. All you have to do is invest in this once, and your money will continue paying you dividends on a quarterly basis. Now that's smart use of our money. I'm gonna hit this with a little more cheese because I'm going to treat myself. Let's go in. I wanna get a crispy shiitake. I wanna get a brainwashed button mushroom. I definitely want a cremini in there. There's the shiitake. Our rigatoni with mushroom ragu comes in at $2.98 a plate. This is one of the most luxurious things we've ever made. And it's really a symphony of 3 different mushrooms working together. I'm talking about the white button mushroom, I'm talking about the baby bella, and I'm talking about the shiitake. But we can do a lot more with mushrooms than just make a pasta. When shopping for mushrooms, I say you aim for whole mushrooms that aren't squishy, that aren't wet, that smell earthy and look fresh. These look great. Check this out. If you've got to buy a pre-packaged mushroom, you definitely want to go with whole ones. Because mushrooms are so porous, the pre-sliced ones, they get really shrivelly. You don't want that in a mushroom. To store, a paper bag is the way to go. Try to avoid plastic. It makes them sweat, and then they spoil more quickly. And when you're ready to use your mushrooms, I wouldn't use the sink. You know, they're already mostly water. We don't need them to get any wetter. If you have to use water, I'd say a damp paper towel is the way to go. Or, if you want to be extra fancy, a dedicated produce brush. 45-degree angle towards the gum line. It wipes the dirt right off. And now they're ready to use.